Tennessee lawmakers agreed on during their special session was the creation of a statewide public safety campaign dedicated to safe firearm storage. It's something the mayor of Shelby County has pushed for the state to do after giving away more than 1,000 free gun locks in less than a year. To discuss that effort and other news in Shelby County's government, we are live now with Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris. Mayor Harris, welcome back to Live at 9. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you. Good morning.
I know, of course, with your history, having worked with the Tennessee legislature as a state senator, what are your thoughts about what really unfolded and the chaos there?
So things have gotten worse since I was there. I was there, of course, from 2014 to 2018. And in these last few years, things have become a lot more divisive, as you say, chaotic. We see the images coming out of Nashville. I go there quite often and talk to some of the people that are still serving, many of whom I served with when I was there, and they say things have changed markedly. So we've got to work really hard to try to come back together. I think the special session took a lot of courage for the governor to call the special session. I mean, obviously, I wish there were some things that were done a little bit differently. For example, I wish that there was more opportunity for all sides of the aisles to file bills, and I think that some of that was limited. I think the call of the session was pretty narrow, and so you couldn't file bills around certain ideas, and I wish that it was a lot more open-ended. But again, I got to give the governor credit for at least calling the session, and I just wish that a lot more could have been talked about and a lot more done while they were there.
Yeah, of course, as you well know, the initial call was about gun reform, but of course it evolved or devolved into something really that wasn't that. But at least when it comes to firearm locks, something that I know you pushed for, especially in recent years, at least there was that conversation there. How can this really benefit those here in Memphis and Shelby County?
Yeah, so we don't want to sleep on the little bit that was done in the special session. Obviously, I wish there was a lot more. But when it comes to public safety and firearms, there are really just a few big buckets. It's regulation of the weapons, regulation of the ammunition, the background checks, and the safe storage. So there was an advancement on safe storage. The state, I'm told, is going to send out a gun lock to anybody that wants one across the entire state. They're also going to raise awareness around gun locks and safe storage. This is critically important because the gun locks and the safe storage is really how you prevent people from injuring themselves in terms of suicide. Obviously, 40% of our homicide-related deaths are suicide. A great portion of those are suicides. At the same time, we have the highest number of accidental shootings in the state by youth. They get a hold to a weapon and they use it accidentally against themselves or someone they love. And so we've got to do something about that, and gun locks help that. And safe storage, well, that if you do it right, that means that your guns won't end up in the criminal stream if a criminal breaks into your car. And so that is just a scourge around town right now. We know that even our police chief had her car broken into. Safe storage stops that, and those guns that end up in the criminal stream end up getting used in future crimes and against all of us. So it's one of the big pieces, along with regulating ammunition, regulating guns, and background checks. Safe storage is a really big deal.
Mayor, what about also the other issue involving juvenile crime, which we know is a major issue driving things here in Memphis and Shelby County, unfortunately, when it comes to crime. And recently, House Speaker Cameron Sexton was telling me that apparently the state of Tennessee really needs to get involved in what's going on here in Memphis and Shelby County when it comes to that issue. Should they?
Well, we'll take help from wherever we can get it. The good news is there's a lot of people working on the juvenile crime issue. Obviously, we saw a downtown crime plan being advanced. At the same time, we know D.A. Mulroy is going to have a crime summit this week. I'm going to be in attendance at that crime summit. We're going to spend hours talking about all the very good ideas that are out there and how we can all come together. I think a lot of folks in this community realize that sometimes, too often, city, county, school system, etc., operate in silos. And so I got to commend D.A. Mulroy for bringing us together this week to have a summit just about these issues, about crime, public safety, and how we support juveniles such that they don't cross the line and don't end up in a life of crime. So we've got some great ideas. Among those ideas will be presented to the D.A. Mulroy and the group this week. We'll be talking about teen centers, after school centers that can be open on Friday and Saturday, activated for kids to give kids a place to go that's safe. And we'll be talking about our Youth and Family Resource Center, which is a place where families can get specialized services, including access to mental mental health care. So I think it's going to be a really promising summit, and yeah, we could use the state's help, and we're doing everything we can on our own all the time.
Do you think we need more highway patrol officers or state police here in Memphis and Shelby County?
I think everybody wants more officers. I've always just made sure that we think about that conversation in light of our community. So we need more officers, but we also need more community policing. In other words, we need officers that are embedded and rooted in communities, that understand and know what the challenges and opportunities are in communities. And so we've lost a little bit of that because we're under a shortage. You know, we have a shortage of officers. But what would it look like if some of our officers didn't carry guns? What would it look like if some of our officers operated in libraries or in community centers and really got to know the people that frequented those establishments? I mean, you open up a lot of trust, and some of that trust has been eroded over time. So yeah, absolutely more officers, but more officers because we need to do community policing, and we've gotten away from that conversation. We've gotten, you know, to the bumper sticker of just more cops. But more cops for what? It's so that we can really get embedded in the community and understand what those challenges are.
And Mayor, one last thing, one of your favorite subjects, of course, involving the clerk's office in Wanda Halbert. Things have been kind of quiet here recently, so it seems on the surface, but a lot of folks, when it comes to license plates, long lines, and whether additional offices have been reopened or that were scheduled to open, where do things stand there? Has progress been made?
So I'm not sure. I used to do a regular special team meeting around some of the issues there. We ended that practice once the DA calls for an investigation. We wanted to let the investigation take hold, and so we're going to have to wait to see what that investigation finds. I will say that, you know, I tried to renew my tags, you know, several months ago. I have not received my renewal yet, and so this is many, many months later. And so I'm hopeful that if a police officer pulls me over in my private vehicle, that I'll be able to show my receipt, and hopefully I'll be able to go along my way. But that's not really ideal. I'd rather just get the tags in the mail, and that just hadn't happened for me. Hopefully I'm one of the rare cases, and that's not happening to others right now.
Let's hope so.
Yep.
Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris.